season premiere of the new bi-weekly show, Friday Night Live with Seth Cole. This is a unique opportunity for Seth to discuss his previous thoughts with the previous week that he's now repeating because they were obviously previous in this unscripted new show. I am making this for the pleasure of my good professor and friend, Christian Mihut. I hope he will enjoy it very much. And for this week's topic, I have decided to speak on the debate between Albert Schweitzer's way of life and Therese Martin's. Yes, the little flower versus the jungle doctor. Now, just a little background for some people who aren't already familiar with it. They were both good Christian people. Albert Schweitzer was a man who, in the midlife, had a midlife crisis, some might call it, and of all the things he decided to do, he went to the jungle and became both a missionary and a doctor there, serving the native peoples. Therese Martin, meanwhile, dedicated her whole life to Christ and tried to live the holiest life possible, locked up in a convent with the, how should I phrase it? The acceptance and abandonment of a small child. Now, naturally, the question we have in this really philosophical course is, whose life would you follow? Would you follow the little flower, the Therese Martin, be a holy and good Christian person who doesn't really go into the field that much, or be Albert Schweitzer, another holy and Christian person who, though he is in the field helping many people, he can't quite obtain the childlike acceptance and belief, abandonment that Therese Martin had, simply because he was in the world. And being in the world, being in the storms, makes you question that kind of stuff. So, I noticed, as I was reading through a few of the conversations and discussions that we had about this, that a lot of people took it to mean that to follow Albert Schweitzer's life was, you must go to Africa, go into the field, be a good missionary. And while that is not a bad idea, they then cited Therese Martin as, yes, I want to work on the home front like Therese Martin did. That's not really how it worked. Albert Schweitzer wasn't about go to Africa. Albert Schweitzer was get into the field. Be active in other people's lives. Go into the world and change others. Therese Martin, if I was to try to be like Therese Martin, I would have to do what she did. I would have to lock myself up with an order of monks, cut myself off from the world, because the world has a very good ability to force people to mature. It's been doing it since the fall. So, it isn't a question of home front or the jungles of Africa. It's a question of in the field or in the order. Out there doing the field work or inside doing the, let's call it, intel work, communicating with God. That's what I really believe the debate was more about this week, not home front or jungle front. So, that concludes this bi-weekly episode of Friday Night Live with Seth Cole. And next week, we hope to skip this because it is a bi-weekly event. Thank you and good night.